Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak with us. Double honors unto the elders, apostles, a great millstone. The elders, a great millstone, and of course, peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, that sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, serving him in truth and sincerity. So coming back with another lesson, man, through the Spirit, because I was going across, just on YouTube, of course, I came across this brother's video. The channel name, of course, is GMS Memphis. And there's a video right here. As you can see, it says guy absolutely loses it over UFO sighting. And we already know the UFOs. Just the UFOs that, of course, the modern day people call today. Those are really the chariots of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we're going to prove that through the scriptures. Because the scriptures describe the appearance of the chariots, how they move, how they look like. And the things, the supernatural things we've been seeing these so-called UFOs be doing, it's no doubt that these have some type of extraterrestrial force that's obviously from somewhere else. And they come from the heavens. So they play this video.
Look at that! Oh, look at that! They stop! They stop! Look at that! Those are aliens!
Sorry, I'm trying to record it.
Aliens! Aliens!
Oh, they cut the lights off.
Aliens!
Oh, they cut the lights
Y'all
off.
need to be shooting that! Y'all need to be shooting right here!
Yeah, keep in mind, sounds like a bugged out Jake.
And they just cruise.
They looking at us! They dividing! They dividing them! We getting invaded! Those are not for, look at that! They are sitting! Y'all need to be calling damn news! They coming down to the, oh, they coming to Earth! They're coming to Earth! Oh, they coming faster! Oh, look, they flying towards each other! They flying, oh my God, look! They moving in for formation! They just standing there! Officers, do something about that! Y'all not gonna do nothing!
What the hell are the officers gonna do about that? And anyway, hey, this guy, he's kind of in the right spirit, because when the Lord comes back, and the Lord's coming back with his angels, his whole entire army, they're all gonna be coming back with their own chariots. The angels have their own chariots, and the Lord's gonna come back in his great, massive chariot, according to the scriptures. So in a way, this guy, he's kind of in the right spirit. You know, to not, because well, I be seeing videos of people basically rejoicing and being happy when they see these so-called UFOs in the sky. You know, it's like they're amazed and they're happy. You should not be happy. If you're not in the truth, you should not be happy when you see a so-called UFO. Why? Because let's go ahead and get Zechariah 5:1. So Zechariah 5:1, it says, "Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, and I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. So Zechariah was witnessing literally a chariot of the Lord, a so-called UFO that they call today. Verse 3, it says, then he said unto me, so pay attention, it says, then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Exactly. So it says, keep in mind, this is a curse that goeth forth over the whole, or it says over the face of the whole earth. So really, it's a curse onto these so-called UFOs, man. These chariots, really, they're a curse onto the earth, not onto the elect of the nation of Israel, because the chariots will be lifting up the elect of the nation of Israel out of this place, out of this current wicked world, so that, of course, they're saved from the destruction. And the main deliverance is going to occur within Babylon the Great, which is America, because we know America will be destroyed 100% by nuclear fire, because we know World War III is prophesied within the scriptures. So, of course, a war is inevitable. A war in America is bound to happen. And we know, according to the scriptures, America will be destroyed, and Babylon the Great will be destroyed by fire, which is going to be like nuclear fire from the nuclear missiles that will be shot upon it. And not only that, the chariots will also be aiding under the destruction of this place. So not only will the nuclear missiles from the other nations be hitting Babylon the Great, as well, the chariots will be hitting Babylon the Great with their firepower. Because as we get 2nd Ezra chapter 13, well, before you get that, I want to keep in mind these so-called UFOs, they have the ability to shoot fire, literally to shoot lasers, to shoot high concentrated fire, and we're gonna get that. But real quick, Amos 5:18, it says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord Yahweh is darkness and not light." So the frantic spirit you seen this guy in, hey, that's gonna be the spirit that a lot of people will be in. Well, most of the world will be in when Yahweh Shai comes back. I mean, keep in mind, even the elect of the nation of Israel, we're gonna be afraid. But of course, we're gonna be confident praising the Lord, but we're gonna be afraid too. Hey, so everyone's gonna be afraid during the coming other day of the Lord. Why? Because it's a day of darkness. It's not gonna be just a nice day where the Lord's handing everybody flowers. Because what the common so-called Christian will tell you that, oh, I'm waiting. I can't wait for of course, the Son, the Messiah, to come back. Which they have no idea how it's going to be like actually when the Son of the Most High comes back. The Son of the Most High, when he comes back, he's coming back angry. He's not coming back to hand everybody flowers and hugs and kisses. The Lord's coming back literally to destroy, to deliver his people, and literally to take down the rulership of these other nations. Do you think that's going to be in a light manner, how the Lord's going to take down these other nations? Because, hey, I mean, think about it. You think these other nations, these heathen nations, are going to want to get taken down? So what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, they're going to try to fight. They're going to try to war against the Lord. That's where they're going to fail. So it says, Amos 5:19, "As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him." It says, verse 20, "Shall not the day of the Lord Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?" See, so the day of the Lord will be a day of darkness, literally a day with no type of brightness or light or happiness in it. Because keep in mind, when Yahweh Shai comes back, it's going to be during Jacob's trouble. We read scriptures like 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 16. We have an idea of what's going to be going on with famine, pestilence, earthquakes, people robbing, stealing, killing one another. What's going to be no foods within these supermarkets or within stores. Food's going to be scarce. All of that will be at its max in these times we're coming up in. And keep in mind, that's when around this time, and of course when the MOTB is mandated, that's going to be the same time when the Lord comes back. So obviously stuff's going to be happening, and don't think that when the Lord comes back, all of that's just going to stop and there's going to be light and stuff and happiness. Nah, when the Lord comes back, he coming back to finish the job. And then after the job is finished, what the other nations are put in subjection, the governing body, of course, is reunited. And of course, the elect is reunited with, well, of course, in disguise with the Lord. Okay, and then we're gonna come down back on this earth, of course, in our new bodies, and that right there is when the kingdom of heaven will be established. That right there is when the earth will start to go back in its righteous state, and the heathen will be in hard bondage for 1,000 years, building up our kingdom. So it says, Second Ezra chapter 13 and 1, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things that trembled, or it says, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And keep in mind that man, it says, waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That man was Yahweh Shai that Ezra was seeing in his vision, a future prophecy. Ezra's literally seeing the future of Yahweh Shai coming back. It says, wax strong with the thousands of heavens, yeah, with his angels. Yahweh Shai is coming back with his angels, man. Well, Michael the archangel being that, of course, the archangel that the Lord come back with. It says, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So people will tremble, man, when Yahweh Shai comes back. Literally, people will be trembling. It's not going to be a day of light like we just read. It's going to be a day of darkness. Verse 4, and it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. Yeah, because again, the other nations will team up with one another to try to take down the Lord. Because again, the Lord's coming back to take down the other nations. So you think the other nations aren't going to try to put up a fight? Even though, again, literally the scriptures say how the Lord's literally going to have to put a spear on these other nations, because when the Lord comes back in his great power and glory, hey, everyone's going to be afraid, but the Lord still put the spear on these other nations to fight. Verse 6, 2 Ezra chapter 13 and 6. For I beheld, and lo, he graved for himself a great mountain and flew upon it. And that great mountain is symbolic unto the chariot of the Lord. Because when the Lord comes back, his chariot is going to literally cover the whole entire earth. You won't be able to see the ends of it. That's how big it's going to be. It says verse 7. But it says, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. So I was just trying to see if there's a piece, a big portion of the land taken out from the earth, because that's how massive and big the chariot was. Verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid and durst fight. To read again, it says verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid and yet durst fight. Exactly, because the Lord put the spear on them. These other nations and their military to keep fighting. It says verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. Yeah, and of course this is symbolic unto Yahweh Shai using his chariots. The Lord isn't literally going to send out, fire from his breath. Nah, the Lord is going to command the chariots, which the angels will be piloting those chariots, to shoot out. Literally, you're about to get basically what they're going to be shooting. In verse 11, it says, and they were all mixed together. So speaking about this element or this type of energy that was coming from these chariots. It says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and a great tempest. So imagine fire, flames, and literally lightning, tempest, thunder, all mixed together. You basically get a laser type energy being emitted. It says, and fell up with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. So yeah, the military, whoever's trying to fight against the Lord hand to hand with their fighter jets or whatever they got. It says, and burn them up every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So literally, Esdras saw in this vision these military men trying to fight against the Lord, literally being turned into dust and smelling smoke, so literally being vaporized by them lasers, man, that them chariots would shoot. Because think about it, a laser, I mean, what's another type of weapon that could completely vaporize someone in just seconds, suddenly? Of course, a laser can do that. A high-power laser can do that. That's what the chariots will use. And this type of laser, this type of energy will be something you've never seen before. It'll be anything greater than what Esau has. Okay, so yeah, and keep in mind this is Jake speaking in this video.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. They stop. They stop. Look at that. Those are aliens.
Yeah, and this guy's over here was really, man, when brothers be seeing these chariots, hey, we be giving praise unto Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. And we already know what these chariots are coming back to do. They're coming back to, of course, deliver the elect of the nation of Israel and to destroy literally the wicked. They're coming back to deliver and to destroy. But of course, this sheikh, he don't know any of that. He's afraid. He thinks that they're just aliens. Well, little green men from Mars, ugly looking beast. Nah, man.
Recording.
Aliens.
Oh,
Aliens.
And it goes to show you, our people, when we get Hosea 4:6, it says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And, Jake, they're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Not only are they destroyed for lack of knowledge, because we all at one point were destroyed for lack of knowledge, meaning we had no wisdom, knowledge, or understanding of the truth or of the scriptures. But it says what? Because thou hast rejected knowledge. So, of course, the Lord has given us the truth again. Of course, still starting with Elder Abba Bivens from 1969, 1970, when when Abba Bivens came on the scene, started teaching the truth. Of course, up until the modern day, the Lord has given us, obviously, this truth again. But, of course, you're going to have a lot of Israelites who reject this truth. They reject this truth, so they stay ignorant. They want to stay ignorant of literally the scriptures of the actual truth. It says, I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. Exactly. So for the simple ones, they want to keep on being simple. They don't want to learn. The Lord's going to destroy them. And they won't receive deliverance. We know that there's a prophecy written, or of course, we know within Zechariah 13:8 through 9, we understand that there's a 2/3 or there's a 1/3 of the nation of Israel that will receive salvation, and there's a 2/3 of the nation of Israel that will receive destruction for their lack of obedience towards the Lord and failure to repent back unto the Lord, because the Lord still got his hand extended. When we get basically extended for you to come back onto the truth. So when we get Revelation 19, And 12, so this is how Yahushua will come back. He would come back angry. It says, Revelation 19 and 12. Or we can start at 11. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So this is more proof that Yahushua is coming back. And that white horse, by the way, is symbolic for power. It's not literally a white horse, but the Lord's coming back with a chariot, and the chariot will be immensely powerful. It says, in righteousness, he doth judge and make war. So the Lord's coming back to judge and to make war. The scriptures say how the Lord, he is literally the Heavenly Father. The Lord is a man of war. And Yahushua is in the same exact spirit of coming back and basically being a man of war. Verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. So it says his eyes were as a flame of fire, because when he comes back, he's coming back angry. It says on his heads were many crowns, because those many crowns are symbolic onto the many, of course, the power he will have over these other nations, taking them down and conquering them. Verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And the armies again are the angels, and they will be coming back in these chariots. These chariots they see again
Oh, they cut the lights.
on the screen. That's how they will look, but you're going to see them even closer. You're going to have even a closer view of these chariots. Verse 15, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power. Exactly. So fierceness and wrath. So that's how the Lord's going to come back with. It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Because when we read Revelation chapter 2 and 26 on down, it's basically gives you the prophecy how literally how the heathen are given into the Lord's hand. And he will conquer them with a rod of iron, and he will give those who have been serving him, of course, the 144,000, that rod of iron to rule, that, the governing body to rule over these other nations with complete power and dominion. So yeah, I believe that's the point. We could keep on going, but I believe the point has been made. So Lord's way, brothers out there edified, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rakakwadash, Brakathum, Shalom.